how do we begin? Analyzing song intros, and this week we're going to be taking a look at Ochre, Beyond the Outer Loop. Let's dive right in, shall we? First song is going to be Anaphora. Drums, yep. Chords, yep. Debating on the atmospherics. Is it part of the chords? I think so. There's a little static in there. I think it's part of the chords. Yeah, to me that's drums and chords. Rocking it. Rolling to the riverhead. Let's go. Well, chords or melody here. We might need more context. That's more the melody. Maybe? It's definitely a lot louder. I think here we're going to say this operating as chords. This honestly could just be a melody of its own, but it becomes a bass layer for what is later expanded upon. To me, that's the chord roll, I guess. we'll go with it. We're gonna go on track 3, adaptation. Here we go. Uh-oh. Well, I'll be a jackrabbit on a summer night. What do I say? Trying to get context here for what we're hearing. I'm gonna call me crazy. I'm gonna say it's chords. That would imply this higher airy part, which honestly is more like a pad. That would imply that this maybe is the melody coming over the top of it. I think so. The gods are singing over this lovely chord progression. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. A note here, I would say. I mean, it's also, it's not, atmospherics is kind of like the other category in a way. And this is certainly other. Not really chords, but what? That is what I'm going to say for a note, and we'll roll forward. Out of the gyre. That's chords. That's more like it. That's it. That's already 10 seconds. We're going to hear the progression again. Yeah, it kind of keeps ripping there. Anyway, easy one. Move on. Take it while it lasts. Gilded ground. Quiet one. Very quiet one. What are we hearing? It's not the drums. Those are the drums. Could it be? I mean, Jesus Christ. I think it is the chords. They're just hello, quiet. Like, hello, anybody there? Quiet. All right, let's see now. We are on to track 6, Lament. Actually, I'm surprised we haven't hit this combo yet. Chords and melody together. Harmony. I couldn't remember if we had drums in that song. We don't. So it ends up being chords and melody. So that's interesting. When you would think, I mean, see, usually you're trying to build it up. So you're not going to give somebody the background and the melody at the same time. And then if you do, then maybe it's a shorter, more ambient song where that is the song. There aren't more parts building up other than, you know, more harmonies, things like that to augment what you were already hearing. Interesting. We are on a green streak. We're streaking green. Next up is Suspension. All right, well, I'm going to start it over and turn up the volume. Alright, so that's the chords. Does it also have the bass in there? Fuck if I know, it's so quiet. I'm gonna say technically it does. But we kinda had one of these in a oh shit, man. Did I lose myself again here? Yeah, I did. Wait. Oh no, I'm messing it all up. We had one of these in a previous video right here. Devil in the Details, where it's like the chords and the bass was not distinct from the chords. I mean, let's face it. It was to say like, oh, the bass is just doing the root note of the chord. That's what bass is in like 95% of music, but for my purposes, I kind of mean for the bass to be this standalone thing, kind of like what we saw with Syra, right? Where it's like there's a booming bass that you can't miss. Like Product 29 would be the example there. Boom, 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 boom. That one starts with bass, right? You're not queuing this up like, oh yeah, you guys, Suspension, watch this bass line. Like, it's in there. I hear it. It's not super what I have in mind when I think of bass, but I'm going to say it's so rare for there to be any bass in the intro from what we have seen. I'm inclined to count it. And I'm just going to note, and I'm going to say, listen, that bass, it's not super prominent, you know? The bass is not super prominent. Part of the chords. That's what we're saying about it. You know, I'm not talking shit about it. We're talking about it. We're saying what it is. Now, let me go back. I want to make sure I didn't mess up my notes here. Okay, so that one was not the one that was very quiet. That was just chords and melody. We went through that. Very quiet. And then this one also earned the very quiet. We were good. We were all good. Very quiet. Man, these notes, they tell you what's going on. Okay, got some bells. Kind of doing that repeating thing where I get confused as to whether or not... Is it chords? kind of end up going away. Interesting. Those are definitely chords. Tourmaline. Arped chords. Brother, we see chords. If you see chord, why is this one bold? Do not do that, Port Authority. Getting all bold with me. Okay. That cooks. Is that all part of the drums? I'm gonna say yes. Context. Yep. All those same things are still going. Definitely it's not the chords or anything like that because we have chords and melody now and all the drums are still playing. So with the context, we can safely just say that that one is standalone drums. Next one's going to be weak transponder. Well, we got one note. All right, it becomes a progression. No real melody in this. More just ambient, no drums or melody. Throughout. Ooh, that was almost too long of a note. And I put it in the wrong spot, didn't I? Hey, it was just Christmas. I can still Christmas. If I want to, which apparently I do. Fenwick Colliery. Whoop. I think this one pretty much just rides on that. Getting all colliery-like. We're going to say that that's atmospheric, so we're going to press that yellow button and move on to light rail. Okay. So yeah, we got drums for sure. Just kind of checking context-wise if this other squelch was bass. It seems like we got kind of an acid bass type situation going on throughout the track. So we're going to say that that is the bass. Single squelchy bass notes was the note. Which means we're moving ahead to Null Island, the last track of the original release. Let's go. Quiet, very quiet. Arp. Big ol' fade. And it's the chords being all arp like. Hey, we actually we got away from the chords a little bit here, but we're bringing them back to end the album. We get a melody, no drums later on. And you know what? We're here. How about some bonus tracks? Why not? Trialogue. Is that the bass? Yeah. It's kind of like a... Yeah, it's a bass. Kind of an acid bass type situation again. Basically just a repeating arp. And honestly, this one kind of flat compared to the other ones. An interesting swing to it. Go back one more time. It's funny, the bonus tracks, they have kind of a different feel. It's like they were recorded quite separately from the rest of the album or something like that. But no sweat. It gave us a little bit more flavor on it. We got one more purple button pressed. And we didn't get any voice this time around, but looking at the overview here, whoa, we're making it crazy. So we actually ended up with 3 bass. That first one was pretty borderline. And one of them was a bonus track, so it could have been just one. Just one melody. Just one. Whoa. Okay, I'm back, everybody. Just want to add some atmospheric there, too. If we look back through previous endeavors here, are we going to see that much chord? You know what? Let's compare this. You know where we saw this much chord was GeoGaddy, but look at the difference. Try to get them kind of lined up so they look the same when I click back and forth. So much more yellow on Boards of Canada. And I would say, where are we going? Maybe drums are kind of filling in. 2 out of, what was it, like 14-ish rather than 2 out of 22-ish. So more prevalence of drums here on the outer loop, beyond the outer loop. Melody-wise, 1 and 1. We kind of look back through a lot of chords here too, but the drums were much more dense there as well on classics. Fortet, just not as much chord action going on with the Fortet. John Hopkins, definitely more atmospheric than anything. I would say this one is yellow, the most yellow. This one is the most green. I don't think any other one touches that in terms of prevalence of the green button pressed. Again, other than the Boards of Canada. And we know that one, the green and yellow kind of go together. They're just like, there's as much green as there is yellow. And it becomes kind of unique in that way. Going all the way back to the first one we did here, not much green at all, mostly orange. So we kind of touched a new area, a new style here, so to speak. New tools for the toolbox to sprinkle in very chord-based music here. Ochre does tend to have a little bit more, I mean, it's going to sound silly to put it like this, but music theory influence, which I think really it's kind of more classical influenced than techno influenced, even though it does kind of meet in the middle and become IDM or whatever you want to call it. But that's where we kind of end up with that. And that is a little bit more context as to why I think there is so much chord action here. It's much more based on progressions rather than like repeating rhythmic ideas. It has that too. It just layers it in. Kind of a bit more dynamic, really, in that way. But anyway, we will catch you next time. Hope this was enjoyable. Thanks for joining here, and we'll listen to some more tunes round the bend.